met the minister from Guyana. They've got production. Come, we'll buy from there. We're buying from Canada. Do you know something? I bought last year from the United States $20 billion worth, which is almost half of what I buy from OPEC. No, we will buy oil, gas from wherever we can get it.
What if the EU or the US were to ask India specifically to halt Russian oil purchases?
I'll tell you something. First, you should address that question to the EU or to the United States.
I'm addressing it to you,
but I'm telling you, because if India did not buy or someone else didn't buy Russian oil, and if Russian oil were to go off the market, what would happen to international prices?
Good evening, this is Viewpoint. I'm Zakir Jacob. It's been 2 days since the tragic accident in Morbi in Gujarat. Today, Prime Minister Modi was there. He paid a visit to those who were injured at the civil hospital. He also met with the local authorities and inquired about the progress of relief operations as well as the investigation. He sent out a clear message that there's absolutely no question of going easy or going light on anyone, including the private sector company that was in charge of the repair and maintenance of that bridge. But 2 days on, the private company Oriva, its top bosses, have still not been arrested or called for questioning. So the question then arises, who and where does the buck stop with?
Prime Minister Modi touched down in Morbi, where more than 130 lives were snuffed out in a matter of seconds when an overcrowded hanging bridge collapsed. After conducting an aerial survey of the Machu River, where teams of the NDRF are still searching for the missing, Prime Minister Modi visited the site of the bridge collapse and took stock of the operations. He then visited the local hospital, met survivors of Sunday night's tragedy, as well as the families of those who lost their lives. Prime Minister Modi said the mishap in Morbi has shaken him to the core. But questions remain over whether Morbi was a man-made tragedy. 9 scapegoats have been arrested, but the big fish behind the Morbi bridge collapse have gone scot-free. Ahmedabad-based Oriva Group was in charge of the renovation and repair of the bridge. Yet, the FIR has no mention of the company or its owner.
The watchman here is telling us that till Diwali he was here and after that he left. Now, in fact, on the day of inauguration also, he left. Left for the event from this apartment, which is situated just 10 minutes distance from a suspension bridge.
In March this year, the bridge was closed to the public and Oriva Group carried out the repair and renovation work. But despite the contract clearly stating that the bridge will be closed for 8 to 12 months, Oriva opened it back for the public 5 months in advance on the Gujarati New Year. Some of the old cables of the bridge in Morbi weren't even changed during the so-called renovation. What's worse is that no fitness certificate was taken before reopening the bridge. Yet, tickets were sold for a mere 17 rupees per person to more than 400. Zero crowd management meant that the bridge was loaded way beyond capacity. Shockingly, the municipal corporation claims it only found out that the bridge was functional on the 29th of October. This callousness from the repair to the reopening left more than 130 people dead. Those who survived can't shake off the horror of Sunday night.
जैसे पुल के ऊपर गए, थोड़ा अंदर गए, ऐसे पुल नीचे गिरा.
15-20 छोकरा बॉयडे मस्ती कर रहा था और लतबत छारी में मार रहा था. पहला धीरे से थी, फिर फास्ट से, और तीसरी बार आवाज आई नहीं तो बीच गिर गए.
So who is shielding those behind the Morbi bridge collapse?
Company which had got the contract for repair and maintenance of this bridge. Let's look at this private company and why the big fish in this company have still not been apprehended or even called in for questioning. It's owned, the managing director is a gentleman named Jaisukbhai Bhalodia. He's the managing director of this company. You heard from Siddhant's report a moment ago that he has been missing from his flat there in Morbi ever since this incident happened. There are 4 other directors, in fact 5 other directors who are part of this company, who are part of the director board. Ashka Chintan Bhalodia, Jaisukbhai Odivchaibai Bhalodia, Alish Jaisuklal Bhalodia, Mridula Gauri Jaisuklal Bhalodia and Chintan Jaisukbhai Bhalodia. These are the sons, the wife, the daughter of this gentleman, Jaisukbhai Balodia. None of these directors who are mentioned on the director board are right now in public domain. In fact, they're all believed to be underground. They're all believed to be in hiding, or at least have fled since the incident happened in Morbi on Sunday night. Let me now go across first to my colleague Siddhant, who's joining us, and then subsequently I will also go across to our guest. Siddhant, first of all, just bring us up to speed. What are the district authorities, the SP, what are they saying? At the end of the day, 130 plus people died. Accountability needs to be fixed, and it can't be fixed on ticket collectors and watchmen. It needs to be fixed on the big fish.
Well, yes. So Zaka, they are moving in that direction. Now, what they have to say is that that these 9 arrests have been made in less than 24 hours. And now their statements are being recorded, their roles are being identified, and post that they are going to start the second step of this entire investigation. And in fact, Zaka have also been assured that in 1 month's time, charge sheet is going to be filed in the court in this particular case. As Prime Minister has taken this case very, very seriously. In fact, in the review meeting also, he has reviewed all the angles related to this case, from redeveloping the bridge to making sure that relief that help reach families on time. And with this, Prime Minister has also said that the senior officials need to handle this case, and he also said that there shouldn't be any pressure on the police force, and police force should be given full freedom to investigate this matter. So if this freedom is coming, the assurance for this freedom is coming from the Prime Minister's office, then there is a possibility of free and fair probe in this entire matter. Because now, if Prime Minister has assured freedom to the police force to go after the culprits, then on the basis of evidence, police force can go after anyone they want, those who are behind this bridge collapse. So in the second step, we have been told by the senior police officials that they are going to go after big fish, and in fact the owners and the managers of this company. At the same time, they will also be questioning the people from the municipal corporation. Correct. Because in fact they should also be held accountable for what has happened, Zaka. So the investigation has just started. It is the 48-hour we are talking right now, Zaka. Just 48 hours. Police needs more time, and they say that they work on the basis of evidence. So once they will have evidence, and once they will collect evidence, then they are surely going to act.
We'll leave it at that, Siddhant. We'll leave it at that. We'll see how the story plays out. Like I said, and like he was saying a moment ago, now that the Prime Minister has given a direct instruction to the district authorities, the police there, hopefully they will move quickly and fix the responsibility, not on the small fish, but on the big fish. Let me go across now to our guests who are joining us. Tuhin Sinha, spokesperson of the BJP, Meeta Chakrabarti, spokesperson of the Congress Party, Ajay Umut is editor-in-chief of Nav Gujarat Samay, and Surendra Chauhan is a lawyer and political analyst. Tuhin Sinha, first things first, I just gave out the names of the 5 members, the 6 members who are on the director board of this company. First of all, why was this company given the contract? Do they have experience in doing, repair and maintenance work such as this? Most importantly, why was it opened in a hurry before Gujarat New Year on 26th of last month? And why are the big fish still out at large? What's the point of arresting watchmen and security guards and ticket collectors when you should actually fix the responsibility on the people who own this company, on the engineers, the contractors, the PWD staff? Those are the people who are responsible for what happened in Morbi, not some ticket collector and security guard.
Well, good evening, Zaka. There is no denying that there are glaring anomalies in the case, which you have rightly put in your questions. And that is precisely what the SIT is going to investigate and bring forth. If you ask me why certain people have not been named in the FIR, as of now, I think only the Superintendent of Police or the DC of that particular district will be in the best position to answer. My sense is that this is not a conclusive FIR. Lots of more names will be added. They will keep adding the names as per, the new findings and investigation. The only thing I can assure you is that while, yes, the anomalies have, gone undetected for long, but at this point of time, the government will set an example. We will not let anybody escape like Warren Anderson had escaped at one point of time. Neither will we allow this case to drag on for 20 years like the Upahar case will be dragged.
No,
was
but
tracked.
can you tell our viewers why it's been 48 hours? TV channels are showing the images of the people in this company, the top bosses of this company. We have sent our reporters to the houses where they were supposedly staying in Morbi. They're all not there. They've all gone underground. Surely you're not telling me, Tuhin, that the Gujarat police can't find these five individuals?
I mentioned to you that, if you ask a direct answer at this point of time, only the district authorities would be able to answer. But my sense is that they should be arrested and they would be arrested. This FIR is not conclusive. This FIR, a lot of more names will keep getting added to it.
Okay. Let me ask Meeta Chakrabarti. Tuhin talked about the district authorities. Unfortunately, the district authorities too had no clue that this bridge was open until 3 days after it was opened. They came to know of it the day before this terrible incident happened. How is it that the municipal corporation, Meeta Chakrabarti, for a public bridge has no clue that it's been given back to the people or it's been thrown open for public use after having been given to a private company for repair and maintenance?
Good evening to all the viewers. And though we have already stated and our senior leader has stated that we do not want to do politics over dead bodies. And unlike the Prime Minister's speech in Kolkata ahead of Bengal elections in 2021, we are not going to call this as an act of God or a signal from God over dead bodies. However, accountability needs to be fixed. A few very basic queries. Why was a clockmaking company, a company that is known for making electronic gadgets, given the contract to repair and maintain the structure for about 15 years? What expertise did they have? Can the government deny responsibility in that decision? No. Why is it that the chief officer of the Morbi municipality, he has gone on record and he has said that he had no information about the completion of the renovation work and that it has been open to public? How come that the tickets were being sold to tourists, and this site, mind you, has been listed as a tourist spot in the government's website? It was never mentioned in the government's website that it was under renovation or under maintenance or closed for public. How come that the chief officer of the Morbi municipality goes on record and says that there has been no fitness certificate given, no fitness audit done, and that he didn't even know that this bridge has been open? Can they deny responsibility in this?
No, absolutely. I mean, how can a municipal corporation head, a municipal commissioner, not know that a bridge in his locality, the bridge under his municipal corporation jurisdiction has been open,
property of the municipality.
And public are paying money to come on that bridge. Ajay Umar, I mean, can the municipal authorities wash their hands off by saying we did not give fitness certificate and we did not know that this was open to public? Ajay Umar, let Ajay Umar respond. He's a senior journalist from Gujarat. Let him respond. Yeah, Ajay Umar.
Jaka, surprisingly, on 24th October, this management has made a press conference in Rajkot and subsequently in Morbi. And in that press conference, they announced that on the New Year day after Diwali, Morbi will get its tourist spot back. And advertisements were given on 25th and 26th of October in all the newspapers in Rajkot, Morbi and in that region. And from 26th October to 30th October, more than 12,000 tickets were sold. Now, just tell me, if all these things have happened for 4 consecutive days, how can Morbi chief officer say that he doesn't know about it? How can collector of Morbi district say that, they were not knowing all these things?
Yeah.
Because that was the only tourist spots, where the traffic was, all the roads leading to Morbi were going to that direction only. So this is all, and I was, to tell you honestly, they did not have fitness certificate. They did not do non-destructive tests. They did not have feasibility report. And on the top of it, there was a contract between Morbi Nagar Palika, that is municipality corporation, and district collector and this Ajanta group, and it was for 15 years for operations and maintenance purpose. And in that contract it is written that this company will have absolute responsibility and absolute control over this project, that include collecting revenue, expenditure, safety, security, everything.
So Ajay, when the police there, the local cops are saying oh, we are proceeding with caution, or that, we are waiting to collect evidence, neither against the top bosses of this private company, nor against the municipal commissioner and his people, the people whose job it was to A, be in the know of this, and B, more importantly, to give the fitness certificate before it's thrown open to the public. None of those people have been named in the FIR. None of those people have been called in for questioning. What is going on then? Why is that the case?
Zaka, I can understand that, people are absconding and you may not be able to arrest them. You can declare them absconder, but at least you can write their name in the FIR.
Exactly.
Because the vicarious liability falls on the management of Aureva Trust. It is the management, who has, who did inauguration. Just ask anybody, It was they who did inauguration on 26th of October, and all this has appeared in all the local newspapers. How can Morbi chief officer or collector and others will say that we were not knowing this? And on the top of it, the capacity of this bridge was not to allow more than 125 to 130 people or 150 at the most. They were allowing 500 to 600 people at one time on this bridge, which has not capacity.
Let me ask Satyendra Jain, who is the lawyer. Ajay was talking about vicarious liability. I think there is much more than vicarious liability here. There is culpable homicide not amounting to murder. And the fact is, Satyendra Jain, we've seen in numerous such cases in the past, whether it was the Carlton Towers fire or the railway bridge collapse that happened in Mumbai a few years ago. Somehow, ultimately, the buck always stops with the lower level functionaries, the security guards, the lower level technicians, and so on and so forth. It never goes up to the people who actually should be held accountable, and that is people in the management of this company. First of all, this company, why was it given the contract for 15 years? B, shouldn't they have got a fitness certificate before throwing it open to the public? C, what was the crowd control that was happening at that time? A bridge that could take the capacity of only 150 people. Who authorized the decision to allow 500 people just because people were willing to pay money? It doesn't mean you authorize 500 people to come onto a bridge which can only hold 150 people.
Yes, rightly said. The time has come now to fix the responsibility and accountability, and accountability starts with the district administration. The district magistrate or the district collector is responsible, then the municipal commissioner are responsible. You see, 140 people have died in their jurisdiction.
Yeah.
And they can't just simply say that it is the job of somebody of the guard or somebody's maintenance staff. It is not. The PWD engineer or the chief engineer, whosoever is there at the helm of affair, they are responsible for this, and they are not responsible for culpable homicide. They are responsible for killing of all these innocent people. They should be booked for murder.
So why is it, and I come back to that question, in India, including the most famous one, the Upar tragedy, yes, the Ansals were convicted, but ultimately, they went to appellate courts and either the sentence was diluted or they got parole and so on and so forth. Somehow in India, if you're rich and famous, you never get punished for crimes that you are liable for.
No, nowadays it is not like that. Even if you are rich or famous, or if you are a poor, the law is the same for everyone. They are being punished and they are taking advantages of the procedural thing that you can't rule out. But the fact of the matter remains that today at Morbi, it is a very serious thing that a bridge have collapsed on the event where if it is this bridge was not meant for the people, for more than 100 people, then why the tickets were sold much more than the capacity?
So,
and who was selling these tickets?
Taking off from
so
what Ajay
just
said, there was a press conference 3 days before this bridge was inaugurated. There were full-page ads taken out in papers in Rajkot by this particular company. How can the district administration, the municipal commissioner there, say that he was unaware, or how can the municipal corporation say that we did not give a fitness certificate? After all, the municipal corporation is the custodian of this bridge, Tuhin. It's not, this private company was just given the contract for repair and maintenance. It is at the end of the day public property of the municipal corporation of Morbi.
Jaka, prima facie, it seems there was some form of complicity between the company in charge of maintenance and certain people in the municipal corporation. That is the prima facie gathering one can make out. But obviously, who is involved and who is not, that is precisely what a thorough investigation will come forth with. I I wish the district administration was more articulate because if newspaper advertisements are brought out, there is no way they can deny this, not knowing about it. So I wish they were more articulate. I would have been saved of the responsibility of giving details about the local things which I am not privy to. What I can assure you, and I will still assure you, is that we have seen the administration, the commitment of Modi ji. None of them will be spared. Even the judicial process will not go on for a good 20 years. At the earliest, they will be given exemplary punishment so that a lacuna or so that anomalies of this nature, which is unacceptable in this day and age, should not ever happen again in any part of the country.
Meeta Chakrabarti, do you buy that? I mean, we saw the overbridge collapse that happened in Kolkata a few years ago. Do you buy what Tuhin and the BJP are saying, that now that the Prime Minister has gone there and he's given express instructions to the district authorities there, that justice will be speedy and justice will be fully delivered as quickly as is possible to all the 130 plus people who died?
But this incident was caused by the gross negligence of the Gujarat government. The Gujarat government and the municipality corporation are absolutely responsible, along with its outsourced contracting company, for this loss of life. This 140 odd lives could have been saved. There were 50 children who died. Who are responsible for this loss of lives? There were 35 women who would die. So somebody has to take responsibility and accountability for this. There has to be better checks and balances. I mean, this has been absolute gross negligence in today's world, in today's civilized world. It's unthinkable that somebody's greed for money and somebody's lack of process can actually cause so many people to die in a tourist spot. So somebody has to fix accountability here. Just saying that there will be a speedy investigation being done now and people will be held accountable, or just by arresting some security guards and some clerks and some managers, that is not going to solve the problem.
So let me ask Ajay Umar what Tuhin Sinha was saying, that prima facie he thinks that this could be a case where some members of this private company, along with some members of the municipal corporation, maybe they were hand in glove, maybe they were in cahoots. For the municipal commissioner to say that he had no idea when there were full-page ads being taken out in papers there, that is absolutely unacceptable. And B, if there was some kind of understanding between members of this company and the municipal corporation, then it's a far serious charge. It's a far graver charge because it also amounts to conspiracy.
I personally feel that, this group is very, very influential group, and municipal chief officer and collector must be under impression that you can't touch him, and because they have a contract, and that contract says that this as per their contract, you will surprised to know the terms and conditions of this contract say that collector and municipal officers cannot interfere in their work. This is what they say, that the part of contract says that they will have absolute management control in this whole project for 15 years, and that may be one of the reasons, because at one point of time collector office has raised certain issues whether to grant this contract to this company or not. But then
no, but Ajay, when a company is given a contract for refurbishment, repair, etc., there is some, and especially if it is open for public use, as in the case with this Julta Pull, as they used to call it, then some public official, it could be a PWD official, a municipal corporation official, health inspector, whoever it is, has to come and certify that yes, this public place or this public infrastructure is fit for public consumption. Who is that person?
Zaka, in Gujarat, as per the urban development department's law, even in, the lift which we are using in our apartment, you have to put a sticker on it that, the carrying capacity of this lift is 4 people or 6 persons only. And every 3 years, we have to obtain a fitness certificate from the factory inspector or from the lift department. Similarly, the same hold true in case of this kind of hanging bridge. They were supposed to take fitness certificate from factory inspector. They were supposed to take certificate from tourism department, from municipal corporation, and from collector office. If you are having a hanging bridge, the standard operating practice says, we have bridges in Palitana, in Gir Somnath, in Pavagadh ropeway, there the standard operating practices say that, you should undergo non-destructive tests, because whenever metal is used, this kind of big rods and elevated ropes are there, you have to undergo this, feasibility test also, fitness test. None of these permissions were obtained and no inspection, they promised. A question was raised in assembly also, Gujarat assembly also, whether, due diligence will be taken care about safety and security of people. At the time, this corporate house said that, we will be obtaining permission from structural engineers opinion from IIT Roorkee or IIT Kharagpur, but nothing has happened. They simply inaugurated the bridge on their own, and the horrific incident took place.
All right.
It is a sad story.
Let me get the lawyer in. What are the rights of the victims in this case, Mr. Chauhan? Can they sue this private company? Can they sue municipal corporation officials? Because clearly there has been callousness, there has been dereliction of duty, no doubt about it. Can victims, in the US for example, you can sue. You can sue against private companies, you can sue against the state if it is public property, and you are given healthy damages if it is found that there was willful negligence or whether there was dereliction of duty. In this case, what can victims in the Morbi accident do legally?
In India also we have the law. They can sue the government for the compensation and the damages, and also the criminal negligence is there. So the FIR is already there, and these accused people, the victims and as well as the deceased people, their relatives are the best witness to them, and those can be prosecuted. Here the government officials are the main accused people, and they should be punished by any means. Example should be sent. If it is a Modi government and Gujarat model, the government must set an example that yes, if it comes to the people's life and public life, nothing is there to save these culprits.
No, has that happened in India in cases of public disasters and cases where public property people have died, whether it is fires or whether it is building collapses, wall collapses, etc.? Has there been any case where people have sued the state or sued private companies to get compensation or to get damages?
Number of instances are there, and in the, you see Upahar tragedy case also, you must have seen the compensation was given by the Upahar management to the victims, and a number of cases are there. But here the government has to take a moral responsibility. It is duty bound, so to compensate the deceased families and the victims.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. I want to thank Tuin Sinha, Mita Chakrabarti, Ajay Umart, and of course Satyendra Jain for joining us. We'll see how this story progresses. Clearly, the Prime Minister has gone there. He's now given clear instructions that there should be no political interference in the probe. We just hope that those words translate into action as far as action from the district authorities is concerned. That's a wrap. Anusha joining you with the biggest exclusive.
We've seen enough documents come in from such ultra-left, often banned organizations that talk about infiltration into civil society. What do you make of this threat that the Prime Minister outlined today? And how well has India done?
I'm here up high, not far from where the enemy lies, with those who are guarding our borders, with the promise to celebrate it with them. But first is duty. And when duty calls, you join the soldiers. That's what you do, isn't it?
Since you find yourself in the middle of the storm, there is a view that there was an error of judgment. Was a legal opinion sought? And if yes, did it err at some point, sir?
लॉर्ड गणेशा के इमेज डालने के बावजूद अगर इंडोनेशियन रुपया भी गिर रही है, जैसे इंडियन रुपी गिर रही है, तो ये सब तो बेबुनियाद बातें हैं. These are not economic arguments. These are political stunts.
evening, hello and welcome to this special broadcast. I'm Anusha Soni. Like each year, the national capital is choking. The Air Quality Index, or AQI, is in the severe category today, once again making us all gasp for breath. But like each year, there's one thing which is going on like a ritual, which is political bickering. But this time, the tables have turned. The Aam Aadmi Party, which is in power in the state of Punjab and also in the national capital, has ducked the responsibility and questioned the centre instead. A political slugfest is on as we breathe this toxic haze. For how long will politics trump the policy matters in this country? This is a public health emergency. We have known this for a year, and it needs solutions beyond politicking. And the governments of the day need to be held accountable. Our top focus on this special broadcast, where we ask these questions related to public health, Delhi's air emergency, and do the governments really have long-term solutions in place?
And that's only the tip of an ugly iceberg that the capital has turned into. At least 26 out of the 37 air quality monitoring stations in Delhi recorded severe category pollution at 9 a.m. today. A deadly cocktail of farm fire smoke from Punjab, industrial pollution, vehicular traffic emissions and more that turned the city into a gas chamber. And perhaps more painful and shocking, it's déjà vu, year in and year out. Experts say the pollution from stubble burning rises with an increase in farm fires, while meteorological conditions such as calm winds, low temperatures and a low mixing height were also favourable for the accumulation of pollutants. From the political leadership, little more than a blame game and news of worse to come again.
प्रदूषण की समस्या राज्यों की समस्या नहीं है, प्रदूषण की समस्या एयर सीट की समस्या है, और ये जब तक ज्वाइंटली वर्क नहीं होगा, कहीं से भी पोल्यूशन पैदा होगा और वो किसी भी राज्य के लोगों को प्रभावित करेगा। अगर सीवियर से प्लस में सिचुएशन जाती है, उसके बाद सीईओ की हम उस पर डिस्कस करके फिर उस तरफ बढ़ेंगे।
Close to 1.2 lakh machines bought with central aid to manage crop residue lie idle in Punjab. This, when deploying farm equipment or machines to deal with the problem of stubble burning, is considered one of the key interventions to check air pollution in Delhi NCR. Watchers point out that the Punjab government's model of spreading awareness among farmers to not burn stubble has been a flop this year. This is exemplified best in the fact that maximum farm fires have been reported from Sangrur district, the home district of Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann. Farm fires in Punjab are up almost double from last year, touching 14,000. While monetary incentives have not seen the light of day and machines and awareness efforts have proved kaput, the fear of penal action against those who burn stubble also seems to be non-existent.